For today's adventure, we're heading over to La Graciosa, and we're just in Orzola now. It's very early in the morning, waiting for the ferry to arrive from there, which will take us across there. Big group of us, I think maybe 12 or 15 of us, heading across there to do a circular walk around the island, which of course I'm going to film for you to enjoy. As you can see, typical July weather, very grey and murky at the moment, but I have no doubt it's going to be very hot and sunny this afternoon. And here she comes. Crew just putting the fenders out, surfing in on a bit of a rock wave there. And into the harbour. Quite a lot of changes made to the harbour in Orzola over the last year or so. Lots of new pontoons there that you can see for the privately owned and fishing vessels. The cargo dock has been refurbished. These guys are absolute masters at manoeuvring these ferries in a relatively tight space. Loads of people coming over from the island today. I'm guessing they're heading over to watch the football this evening in Arrecife.
Wet clouds. Once you get like here, okay, and then when you go in, it does it again.
Here come the motley crew. So the first job is to head for coffee before we start our walk. It's fiesta time here, Fiesta del Carmen, which is why there's a big stage set up, and there'll be lots of music and dancing here later today. This, of course, is the port of Caleta de Sebo. Everyone's decided to stop for a coffee then, Jules?
Yeah, I think that might also be code for a toilet stop.
Ah, right, okay. So we're going to check out the little bakery here, the panaderia. There's a gorgeous little beach here, but if you turn up that street ahead, the sandy street, and walk for, I don't know, 3 kilometres I guess, you come to Playa Francesa, which is absolutely beautiful. It's a stunning beach for swimming and sunbathing. And that's where a lot of people coming off the ferry head to spend the day on the beach there. We walked 4 kilometres so far, and most of it's been climbing, as you can see. We're relatively high above the ocean. Amazing views from here. The Roc del Norte, and of course the incredible Famara Cliffs. There are very few cars on La Graciosa. Most of them are Land Rovers. I'm just stepping off the road to let this one go by. And they kind of run a taxi service effectively that will take you to different parts of the island if you don't want to walk or cycle. Just coming up to 5k, Jules. How's it going? Enjoying it?
Yeah, really nice. Actually, I know it's a bit cloud covered today, isn't it? But it's perfect for walking.
It is.
It just means it's a nice comfortable temperature rather than being fried in the sun.
Yeah, and a bit of breeze. So we should mention that this is a continuation of the group walking for the Parkinson's charity. So we've all chipped in a £5 each that goes straight to the charity. And all different members of this walking group now propose walks probably once a month, something like that. We're planning to do one, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll organise one up north somewhere.
Yeah, we'll do it. And in the distance there now we've got the island of Alegranza, which is like a nature reserve.
It's privately owned, isn't it?
Yeah, privately owned island. It's on the market actually,
isn't it?
With a
lighthouse on it, yeah.
Yeah, we've been across there a couple of times. Lots of birds nesting there.
Beautiful pink beach, but you're not allowed to land, are you?
Yeah. Kind of weird that right out in the middle of nowhere there's that one tiny finca, maybe only 500 or 600 square metres with a couple of fig trees on it and some melons growing. Now when Juan de Betancourt came to claim the Canary Islands for Spain, this is actually where he landed, on the north coast of La Graciosa, because they felt it was too rough to go around the corner to the island of Lanzarote. So they stayed here a couple of days and kind of regrouped, and the soldiers recovered from the seasickness, and then they headed around the corner in that direction to go and conquer Lanzarote. We're just coming up to 5.5 kilometres, and we've just had our first glimpse of Pedro Barba, which is the little town up the coast from Caleta de Sebo. You can see the white houses there, so we're going to bear around this corner and into the village. That's the entirety of Pedro Barba, and you can maybe be able to see a ferry running along underneath the cliffs there, and the white houses in the distance, of course, are Orzola.
In front of the Bahia Hotel, no Bahia, Bahia Real. Bahia Real, yeah.
Quite a shame to see uncared for palms here. Presumably not getting any water. And more on this side. This boat is one of the kind of boats that bring immigrants across from Africa. Yeah, there you go, you can see Arabic writing on the front. So presumably some people came across in that, and someone recovered it to put it in their garden as an ornament here. Quite like the texture of these buildings. It's not smooth like the ones in Lanzarote, so made of stone the same as ours, but they have stones sticking out to create this kind of rough texture. I think it looks good. And there's a little harbour here in Pedro Barba as well, which I'll show you now. And a pretty little beach.
Please, everybody.
Smile, darling. So this is the disparate group that are walking for Parkinson's today in Pedro Barba. And we're going to go and walk along the path there and head back to Caleta de Sebo, where we're going to have lunch. The views here are just beautiful across to Lanzarote. Loads of people arriving now in the safari jeeps and on bikes to join us in Pedro Barba. We have an influencer alert.
Pero Majaricho está un poquito más accesible porque llegas con el coche de Coronel, es más aislado. Ah, sí, sí.
Quite overgrown with cactus at the front here, and I suppose that keeps people out. Going back on the coastal path here, and this particular path is not open to bikes, so cyclists go up the hill there and along the top. And we're just going to be walking on the edge of the coast back round to Caleta de Sebo. Two ferries passing each other out there. They go up and down all day long here. So the track that runs along the coast was more challenging than we remembered it. I think we last did it 5 years ago or so. You've got to keep your wits about you in that first sort of kilometre and a half, I guess, because it's quite rocky and it goes fairly high as well. But now that we're at the 8k mark, it's just a lovely sandy flat track all the way back to Caleta de Sebo. And we've pre-booked a restaurant. We did that this morning, so all of us are going for a lunch at one of the beachfront restaurants there, and I'm looking forward to a nice piece of very fresh fish. Well, here we are back in Caleta de Sebo. It's taken us a little bit short of 3 hours, and we've done 10.5 kilometres. There's probably another kilometre to go to get into the centre of town. Sun bursting through now, and it is hot, and will no doubt get hotter and hotter over the next hour or so. It's a lovely walk, beautiful island, and I would highly recommend doing something similar if you're able at some point in the future. As long as there's not a service going on here, do check out the little church, the Virgen del Mar. It's just beautiful inside and all themed for the sea. And we're now back where we started, at the town beach of Caleta de Sebo. We're about to get something to eat. You can see there are a lot more people in the water and sunbathing now than there were earlier. We're going to see if we can get into this restaurant here on the right, Girasol. Hope you've enjoyed that little adventure in La Graciosa, and bye for now.